Second division's in the Tompkins Gears for 2-year-old trotting fillies. Field of 6, picking up speed. There they go. And they're off and trotting from the outside. A splash of green puts the accelerator down from the middle. It's Northern Teardrop on the inside. Can you keep a secret? There's a Chatty Matty setting up in fourth. Cupid Hall and Aura of Athena. It's a splash of green and James McDonald. They take to the front, and there Northern Teardrop has gone off stride, self-destructing out of it early. It's a splash of green at 7-5, takes the field to the opening quarter-mile mark. And Can You Keep a Secret is racing second. 29 seconds, that's first fraction. A gap of about 4 back to Chatty Matty in third. Cupid Hall sitting in fourth, Aura of Athena, and the trailer after the miscue, Northern Teardrop. It's a splash of green by 3/8, leading towards the halfway mark. A splash of green in front. Right on the helmet there, that's Can You Keep a Secret. Chatty Matty is trotting in third. Cupid Hall single file in fourth, and Aura of Athena is fifth. Halfway point reached in 59-2, 30-2 last fraction, and a splash of green now drawing clear by about 3 lengths over Can You Keep a Secret as they move into that far turn. Chatty Matty is well spaced out in third. Cupid Hall gapped in fourth, and Aura of Athena followed by Northern Teardrop. They're well spaced out, chasing a splash of green around that far turn as they approach the 3/4 mile mark. It's a splash of green calling all the shots now in 1:28-1. It's a splash of green and McDonald. They lead it as they come for home. Can You Keep a Secret is now about 4 lengths back. Here comes Cupid Hall on the outside to improve position. Chatty Matty is sitting in fourth, and Aura of Athena, but a splash of green, far the best in this division in the Tompkins Greens for 2-year-old trotting fillies. It's a splash of green in front. Can You Keep a Secret? Looks like Cupid Hall for the show spot, 156-1. Now about 4 lengths back. Here comes Cupid Hall on the outside to improve position. Chatty Matty is sitting in fourth, and Aura of Athena, but a splash of green, far the best in this division in the Tompkins Greens for 2-year-old trotting fillies. It's a splash of green in front. Can You Keep a Secret? Looks like Cupid Hall for the show spot, 156-1. And James McDonald picking up his driving double. A splash of green, a 2-year-old filly by Green Manalishi out of the Angus Hall mare Almar Victory, owned by Tim Clemencic and Andy Clemencic. Chris Storms, co-owned and trained by Blake McIntosh. James McDonald captaining the win. A splash of green victorious, 156-1 for a maiden breaker. A splash of green, your winner. Blake McIntosh with a couple of wins in the Tompkins Gears tonight.
Tompkins Gears in the book. Second division for the 2-year-old filly trotters goes to a splash of green. Blake McIntosh, another Tompkins Gears win. James McDonald guiding this daughter, Green Manalishi. Now, when we talked to Blake, he said, this one, a sugar packet, were his, 2 kind of star pupils training down. What has your assessment been of this filly in the qualifying mornings?
Yeah, she's been great. She just rolled off on me the second time. She got a little pacey and run, and then last week Blake had her fixed up, and again tonight she was just sensational and tons of trot left finishing. So that's exactly how you want a baby to start their career.
Looks like she relaxes pretty easy on the front there too.
Yeah, I mean it's not ideal to race a 2-year-old on the front right off the bat, but I thought she was ready to win, and there's money on the line, so. I coasted her out to the lead. She settled down 2 fingers, and then she gave me a little bobble there, just turning for home, but just trying to go too fast, too quick, which is it's not a bad quality.
You seem to have a pretty good attitude, this filly.
Yeah, I find that with a lot of the Green Manalishis, they seem pretty chill. So I just hope she keeps improving, and yeah, sky's the limit for her.
What about the other ones you had tonight for the youngsters? I know in the pacing division, I mean, they go 52-3, but you had one that was third in her, parimutuel debut. She would have probably paced in around 54, maybe.
Yeah, she was great. Kimberly was, I was really happy with her. She split through late and ran a couple down to be third. So it's a great first start for her, and hopefully she'll just keep improving off that.
And then you had one for the stable too that I thought raced pretty well.
Yeah, I was really happy with Blue Rare. She her second qualifier, she wasn't quite as good, and then the Dom did some work to her, and she was super tonight. Trotted hard through the wire, so it's an exciting time of year to see these babies popping up, and there's nothing better than sitting behind a nice, fresh, live horse, and it was a good night, and hopefully tomorrow night's just as good.
Yeah, I know it's a busy time of year with all the baby races plus travel. I mean, I know you're going to be heading south the border, on the weekend. You're kind of going back and forth. How do you personally just stay sharp and focused?
Just try and stay even. Some nights are going to be long, and then you're not going to have a lot of luck, and then just try and when you have a good night, just try and carry that into the next. And that's been my goal for a lot of years. Just try and stay consistent, and it's worked for me. And try not to get too high with the highs and too down with the downs, because there's a lot of ups and downs in this business.
All right, well said. Nice job, James.
Thanks, Chad.
All right, there's James McDonald, Blake McIntosh with the Tompkins Gears double. This time it's a splash of green in 156 and 1.